Hola.
Brilliant. There we go. Okay, well, let's get started then. So just a moment, let me move this out of the way. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our webinar. Today we'll be discussing and showcasing a solution for enterprise process performance management. And that's a bit of a mouthful for me, so that's the first and only time I'm going to say it during this webinar. From here on in, it's going to be EPPM. I'm your hostess, Donna Hopkins. I'm Head of Customer Care at Differentia Consulting. And on behalf of Differentia Consulting and Inphinity, I would like to thank you all so much for joining us today. So we do have some people here that don't necessarily know who Differentia are, so I'll keep it very brief. Who is Differentia Consulting? Simply put, we are a team that is committed to making the difference. We've been doing that since 2002. We have an ERP heritage, which working with so many JD Edwards customers, Oracle customers and things over the years just lent us perfectly to have a partnership with Qlik, and we became a Qlik partner in 2008, and we've now been an elite Qlik solution provider for over 10 years, and we've just recently secured that wonderful title again. So that's a bit on Differentia, and before we get to the fun stuff, I do have to do some of the boring stuff. I'm really sorry. As much as I hate to do it, it does have to be done. So first and foremost, it's the small print. So as you can see on the screen, we do have a copyright and a disclaimer up there. Essentially, we're just saying that the presentation today and all the materials used today are protected by copyright. Some might be, hello?
It is small print, isn't it? Very.
It is.
Very, that's what it says on the tin, small print.
It is. So I'm just going to give you the high-level summary, and of course, we'll share the slides. So if anybody needs to read through it, they can. But the essential part is asking you not to share the presentation in whole or in part without getting the permission of the presentation owners. And also, if we are going to be covering any roadmap stuff today, you know, some of that could be speculative. So don't make any decisions based on what you see today for things relating to roadmaps. And then obviously Inphinity have their own copyrights as well. I'll move on from there. The meeting is being recorded. So by continuing to be in the meeting, you're allowing us to record that. You're granting your consent. You are going to be muted, but we do welcome you all to join us on camera. So it's nice to see some friendly faces on these things. Just a quick look at the agenda then. So as you can see, we've got some very special guests in our lineup today. I'll be kicking off really soon with Martin. We're going to do a little introduction into Inphinity. Hopefully most of you on the call today will know exactly who Inphinity is, and the people on the call today as well. But just in case, Martin is actually the founder of Inphinity, and he's been in the data analytics game since 2000. He's not very young though, so he's been doing it since he was 1. So he's been in it since he was 2000, and then Martin is a massively experienced innovator. He's hugely passionate about helping people transform their lives through data and new technologies. So we're really excited to have him on the call today. And you don't have to take my word for it, because we've also got Sean, another very well-known and successful industry leader as well. So he's been working with them for a little while, and I won't steal their thunder, they'll tell you more soon, but they will be exploring the concept of not just first, second and third generation analytics, but actually fourth generation analytics. So I'm really excited to see that. And this will be followed then by what I've been calling the wow moment. So that's actually where Sean and Maria will be showcasing Inphinity's solution. For any of you who, like me, first time you were introduced to Qlik as a product, you had that real aha moment. Well, this is that again for me. I've been using it for a few weeks now, and it's absolutely amazing. I can't wait for us to go through the demo with you. You might have noticed I hadn't actually put any space on the agenda for questions and answers, but we do welcome questions. Feel free to send me some questions. I'm the host on your chat panel. Send them to me, and then we'll do our best to answer as many of them as we can at the end. Any that we can't answer today, we will follow up with, and you can also drop us an email or give us a call. The details are on the screen there and will be shared in the presentation. So with that said, then I think we should get onto the show. So Martin, are you there? Are you able to unmute yourself?
Yes, all fine.
Yes, and you're going to take over sharing your screen. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it right away.
While Martin's doing that, Donna, just want to say, just on behalf of Inphinity, thank you so much for having us today. And it's a real honour and privilege to sort of share this time with you and your customers and the people on the call today. The last time we were with you, we had hadn't we just released, if you remember, the Inphinity Flow product. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We were just absolutely on fire with excitement because that innovation, bringing that to the market and bringing it to sort of show how it can make such a difference to people's businesses and organizations all around the world. That's really special for us. And you know what, we absolutely love innovating and bringing this cool stuff to the market. Talking about, you mentioned the 4th gen analytics, and strategically, we talk about this a lot. Really trying to get, in our minds, the values about what drives us. What does it really mean? And the 3rd gen, Donna, it really kind of it fell short, really, sort of a vital component in terms of analytics. Talk about democratization, but really it was missing the human element. Yeah. And what do we mean by that? So we really focus on bringing people and technology together. And we believe that if you do that really well, you start to get, that's where the magic happens. And that's why our whole focus is bringing solutions that bring people into the analytics. Yeah, literally. And if you allow people to not just see the analytics being pushed to you, but to touch it, feel it, add context to support what humans are really good at, which is the wisdom-led decision making. Yeah, always a professional at the end of it. Across your entire organisation, we think it really changes the game. And thinking about our products, we're going to go into these, but being able to create workflows, the concept of being able to create smooth, fast workflows in your analytics, it kind of turns things on its head, really. It sort of reverses that kind of traditional thinking of bolting analytics onto sort of systems. It's the other way around. So, we think it's giving up people, and our customers are telling us this, it's giving us speed, ease, flexibility, and a quick return on that investment. And that energy is really directed to you as customers and to innovation with you moving forward collaboratively. And Martin, we speak about it a lot, don't we? We speak a lot about the values, about how we want to work with our customers and the organizations, don't we? Every day.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And actually, this is actually what really drives us and how we develop our stuff. So I'm going to talk about it a bit, so that it's important to emphasize this. So I'll just like to make sure if you see my screen properly. So there's no
good, Martin.
Okay, no interference. Perfect. Okay, good. Good. So let's jump straight into it. So let me let me begin. And first of all, thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming to this webinar, and thank you very much, Differentia Consulting, for doing this with us. We're really very partner focused, and we really love working with enthusiastic partners and value-added partners like Differentia Consulting. So thank you very much for that. I have, I think I was introduced a bit by Donna, so thank you very much for this lovely introduction. Sean was introduced as well. I would also like to introduce Maria, our CTO from Inphinity. She will do the practical part, showcasing multiple use cases and demonstrating what we have been doing with Flow and Forms and Inphinity products, and how you can get value out of those products. So so who is Inphinity? And I'm really honored here, before introducing Inphinity a bit, that there is a guy at this webinar, Sean Bruton, our customer and a very good friend and partner as well. So and he shared this testimonial with us, saying some couple of positive words around us and fourth generation of data analytics. So it's my honor, Sean, that you're here and that we have a chance to chat, and looking forward to further discussion. So Inphinity is a technology partner of Qlik and a trusted extension developer. This means that all the extensions, everything that we develop, are certified and trusted by Qlik. This means that we will be able to guarantee compatibility, compliance with all new versions of Qlik, with everything. So you don't have to worry about any complications or any major complications when there is a new version of Qlik and so on. We really focus on that. We invest into being really compliant, compatible. We are really developing stuff which is Qlik native, and we'll talk about it a bit later. So really, Qlik is our focus. As Donna mentioned, actually I've been in business for more than 20 years in business intelligence. We've been partnering with Qlik for really years and years. Inphinity has been here for a couple of years, being Qlik's partner and Qlik's technology partner, right?
Don't know about old Martin.
Yeah. So
honestly,
yeah, that's so we're very much connected with Qlik and working closely with people from Qlik, with partners, Qlik partners, Qlik customers, really being there. And this is the slide where I'd like to share a couple of references, a couple of customers that we work with. Yes, I would say we have customers all over the world, from every industry, every major industry. If it's like the financial services customer, waterfall asset management from New York, US, or UK, NHS, Rob O'Neill, very good cooperation, excellent enthusiast who's driving innovation together with us, or pharma, healthcare, or distribution, logistics, manufacturing. So in every area we have a customer and use cases, right? So and that's how we like to work. We are not just a technology provider. We always try to understand the needs of our customers. We're working closely with our partners to really add value and develop solutions and products in a way that they really help our customers achieve their mission, right? And it's also something I'd like to talk about a bit later. So this is how we try to work. Also listening to our partners and customers and their requirements. So our products are constantly evolving, and they're evolving not only based on our vision and our strategy, but above all, they're evolving based on the vision and strategy of our customers and partners. So we listen to this feedback, and based on that, we prioritize the roadmap, features, and development, and we deliver, and we deliver what we promise. So that's where we really focus, and we really put high emphasis on this, including a very good support to our customers and partners. So to the customers, my maybe last generic slide before handing over to Sean's more practical slides. I would say one message here. What do we develop? We always focus on searching for areas where we can really add value to, I'd say, mission critical solutions, or I would say being really delivering value which is mission critical for our companies, for our customers, and and together with our partners. What this means is that it's not about better visualization or about having some better features and capabilities in Qlik. It's about searching for areas where we can really improve processes, process performance, process efficiency, or process quality. We're going to discuss this, especially with Inphinity Flow, the new product that really pushes the boundaries of process analytics in Qlik and bridges processes and data. Then we search for value added in the area of actionability, which means you have your data in Qlik, and we help you act over this data, interact with your records, with the data, even with documents that you can upload and create various approval workflows, even analyze the content of those documents. So you can really trigger actions based on the data that you have in Qlik. So this considerably pushes the boundaries of data analytics to the next level. This fourth generation analytics, being able to really act over this data. And all of that should lead to saving or earning, and on one hand, saving or earning money or time by working smarter with what you can get out of your Qlik solution, out of your Qlik environment. What is a major differentiator here is also that all these capabilities are available for everyone, and that's how we try to position them. If it's the area of process improvement, it's typically process improvement is the area of just a few people in the company. But with Infinity Flow, we are aiming to revolutionize this and bring these capabilities to everyone, so that everyone can be involved in process improvement. Everyone can see the impact of data on processes and process-based KPIs. So it changes the paradigm of how data analytics should be done, not only about data, but about data and processes. Acting, right? Again, working on data inputs, working on workflows, all of that concerns many users. We have use cases, and Sean will talk about it, in healthcare, for example, where clinical staff is interacting with Qlik, which hasn't been possible before. Like, why would they go to Qlik and do something with Qlik? Now they can, and they can do much more. So we are aiming to delivering these capabilities really to everyone. Sean, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Martin. And just picking up on that bit around the action and the engagement. And we've got 3 core products that you see on the screen there, guys. So we've got Infinity Forms, we've got Mole, and we've also got Infinity Flow. And again, we want to highlight this really, but traditional analytics, yeah, fantastic, but it limits the engagement and collaboration. Can't put anything to it, in it, share it, do stuff within that environment. So, with Infinity Forms, this is a really great example, guys. It's closing the loop on data, where you can actually kind of add content to the Qlik apps. Yeah. So creating workflows in Qlik, yeah, approvals, add documents, pictures. So where else can you actually add documents and pictures into your Qlik environment? Yeah. So effectively, what you're doing is spinning up these workflows, eliminating those really complex, kind of time-consuming, clunky spreadsheet processes that you'll have in lots of organisations all over the place. And of course, when you're starting to add things in, adding comments in, being able to workflow that context across colleagues in the organisation, it creates a real engagement and collaboration. And I want to highlight this really clearly. This is all in a Qlik native environment. So Martin's talked about this, but this is such a differentiator for the industry, being able to keep it within your secure environment within Qlik. And a lot of our key customers say that's one of the defining things that really sets it apart. So that for me is quite game changing. And overall, what does it do? Well, you end up shortening processes, saving time, obviously, better context, which means better decisions more of the time. And I think that's really important, because what you're always trying to do is be efficient and save people time in the organisation. Of course, with all that, your bottom line outcomes will improve, become more competitive, of course. And thinking about the next one, Martin, before we move on to Flow, I'll come back to that one. But do you want to tell us a little bit about Mole, Martin? What's so good about Mole?
Yes, Mole is actually one of our first products that we have developed, and it's able to extract text content from documents, files, pictures, PDFs, emails, so from various unstructured data sources, extract the content, so all the words, all the sentences, everything which is inside, capture various information about it, like positions and so on, and also extract metadata, and so actually map all information about about your files, which is extremely useful in many use cases around understanding your file structure, optimizing your file structure, optimizing your system resources, or working with the content, right? Just, if you have a use case around whatever HR, where you have multiple CVs, like you're a large company and you have maybe hundreds or thousands of CVs of various applicants, how can you, and you're searching for something particular, how can you do it, right? You need something that will load the content and you can search over it and click, right? So that's more.
Martin, let's just think about that just quickly, because majority of the information that people collect in the organization and stored is unstructured, isn't it? So, I mean, bringing that to structured, unstructured together, combined, that tool is hugely valuable, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. And according to statistics, it's like 70% of all information in the world is unstructured. So there's a huge area where you can really get major value. But Sean, I would like to emphasize one more thing here, which is important before we go to the practical examples, and it's what's happening under the hood, right? Because why we focus on being Qlik native, it has a reason, it has a purpose, and the purpose is that we want to keep the environment simple for people, for end users. Especially if you're entering some data, like you have a data input, extension, and collaboration, you need to keep it really simple. So familiar in the environment, people know. But at the same time, you need to keep it secure, because it's not just analytics, right? It's manipulating with data. You're saving the data somewhere, storing it somewhere. You don't want to happen. You don't want the users to store the data just anywhere, right? You don't want anyone to access the data, right?
Doesn't leave the firewall, it stays within the environment, even when you write back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And performance is also important, because obviously in really large scenarios, you're working with huge amounts of data, and typically we have hundreds or thousands of users, especially the large customers, right? And these users need some response time, that it needs to work properly for them. So that's how we develop this architecture, which is not necessarily visible at the first glance, because you see some data input table or some data input form, you say good stuff, but the magic happens under that, right? Under the hood, and that's a major differentiator and very important aspect here.
Yeah, lovely, Martin. That's great, and I think that's, again, it's so important to feature. Can we go back one slide? Sorry, Martin, just 2 secs. Do you want to mention Flow? It's obviously our latest release. And can't forget that one, Martin.
Yes. So we'll be talking about it a lot today.
Yeah, we've been talking about it a lot. It's we're so used to talking about it, aren't we? But just thinking about this. So this is all about process management, process performance, as was mentioned at the start there. And let's think back concept-wise here, guys. Think back. So as Deming said, if you can't describe what you're doing as a process, then you don't know what you're doing as an organization. And that's so important. Everything is process driven these days, and it's so important to be able to see it, measure it, visualize it, and look for opportunities within that to improve your efficiency and effectiveness in your organization, where your pinch points in your process. And that journey, I guess, that journey of discovery, where you can actually combine, by the way, guys, Inphinity Flow, forms, they work collaboratively within this environment and mold together, to provide that process optimization, process intelligence, to really sort of unlock hidden things that you might not have ever seen before. So, really, we're thinking here that it's democratizing in a great way, democratizing process management. It's not complicated about how we've produced and done this stuff, It makes it very easy to make an impact quickly. And of course, by making this so simple, and we're going to be seeing this very shortly, making this simple, effectively, what it does, it gives you return on your investment incredibly quickly. And that ability, from an industry perspective, the ability to learn from the process management stuff here, translate that learning into action rapidly, it gives you the ultimate competitive advantage. And mentioned Sean Bruton at the start. I did a Pushing the Boundaries interview with him, finding out what he was doing as part of our series. And do you know what? Being able to respond rapidly, utilizing that technology, forms and flow, what have you, or forms in particular in this case, it was incredibly powerful to respond to the COVID issues, and it helped them pushing their organization to sustain into this difficult time. So again, simple, Martin said, simple, easy. That's really, really important for our products. Should we go on to the next one then, Martin?
Yes.
So just want to very briefly touch on this, really. You can see there on the slide, we work across all industries across the globe. And we want to bring those industries and people together to support the transformation of kind of their outcomes, really. And that solution-led focus. I mean, we've been on so many meetings with customers about solutions, Martin, and we love it. We love talking about the impact it makes, and they love it too. So, for example, in finance, we've got it there. Waterfall asset management, they start and end their day with Qlik Conforms, powering their investment decisions. £7 billion worth of assets, literally up on their screen, driving real-time decisions and validation. Okay, this real-time data input, adjusting, it all flows, bringing back into the analytics people's decisions and validations. Healthcare, mentioned by Martin there, innovative leaders, Robin Hill from Morecambe Bay, using it to support COVID-19 resource management. They spun this up really quickly, okay, to help them patient safety through patient flow, testing, etc., etc. And not only do they use it for that, but they also use it for managing their projects internally as well. So, the flexibility of the deployment, it's down to your creativity, really. And that's something which it allows your team to think, what can we apply this to? It's not just set, it's not just one dimension. It allows you to be incredibly creative and flexible. HR, how about creating a recruitment workflow in HR? Okay, content approvals, adding in the CVs. The SLAs, monitoring that, looking at the process of HR, using Flow. All of this stuff is there for you if you use your creativity, work with your partners like Differentia and ourselves. We can really help you transform. So, I think, Martin, what's your favourite use case that you've seen so far?
Yeah. Actually, there are really, really many use cases that you can find, and many of them are really, really helpful to people, basically in every area, every organizational part, and every industry. I really like the use cases that really push the boundaries of what is possible or what was possible before, right? Like bringing Qlik to clinical people, for example, right? Would you think about it like 5-7 years ago? Clinical staff would use Qlik for anything, right? They typically need, if they need something, they need some number, they need some operational information. But now they can interact with Qlik, right? They can enter information that it can really help them in practice. So they don't have to. They can utilize, for example, the mobile use case, the mobile capabilities with Qlik. They don't have to use standard desktop computers and spend time making notes and then rewriting it to the computer somewhere in the room an hour later, and they forget and they don't do it. So this is what I really like when it pushes the boundaries of what was possible, and also when it helps people, right? So that's why healthcare is my really favorite thing, because it can help a lot of people, especially not in just like in business, like to earn more money, but also in healthcare, you're saving lives or really influencing people's lives, and that's something important, and that's my passion.
Martin, thank you for that, and I think now it's time to bring in our mathematician, Maria Sandarova. And Maria, I hope you're ready to take the floor and showcase flow and forms. And some say she made Einstein edit his theory of relativity twice, apparently. But I know she's not that old, honestly. But come on, Maria, you ready? Are you ready? I'm trying to fill it in for you here.
Yeah, I hope so.
Right. Come on, then, Maria, bring it on. Let's see it.
Let me know, please, once you will be able to see my screen.
We can see your screen, Maria. It's looking good.
Oh,
That's a demo portal there, isn't it? Do you want to mention that before we go in?
Yeah.
So what's here is nothing else than our demo portal, because as was mentioned before, there are so many use cases, so many industries that can truly
be enhancing and improving by using our products and add-ons to Qlik Sense and by using Qlik Sense itself. So we decided to create this portal for sharing and showcasing different possible options, how our products can be utilized, how our products can be used within different Qlik Sense applications with different data and different technical approaches as well. And this portal is available for everyone. So if you are interested in these applications that will be shown today or any other you can find there, you just need to go to demo.myinfinity.com and you can request access here. And once you get the access, as I already have, I need to just log in. And right now, all these applications are available for me, and I can open them directly here in my browser, play with them, and just thinking how it will be helpful in my specific use case or business.
Great stuff. What are you going to show us then, Maria?
I think we can start with the support ticket process. It's my favorite demo application right now when it comes to the combination of Infinity Flow and Infinity Forms. So the write-back combined with the process visualization, and I really think it's nothing else than the revolution. So here, when you click on this support ticket process, you can see a walkthrough video. You can see some screenshots, more information, but what we are interested in right now is opening the application. As I mentioned, these applications are for demo purposes, so they are mostly very simple, but showcasing different features, different functions and possibilities of Qlik Sense combined with our product. And what we have on this sheet is the support ticket process. So naturally, there is some process behind it. And this process is defined by the company how the support tickets can be solved. And naturally, we know that processes aren't linear. Processes are very often complex, so there can be different paths the specific ticket can go through. Therefore, there is this process. And right now, I can see all my tickets visualized within this process. So I can see that 12 tickets has been reported, and one ticket has been closed by going through this path. But what I'm interested in on a daily basis is that I can select a specific ticket and see in which step of the process it currently is. I can also see what was the path it already went through, and naturally I can see what's the next action I need to do. And if we are talking about actions, why to close Qlik Sense if you can use write-back extension to do this action. And this is nothing else than Infinity Forms, our write-back extension that enables you to enter data in this table structured form. But if now I want to be focused on a specific ticket, I can open this single record view and see the path, all information regarding this support ticket. The next step I'm available to do is decide whether it's a support ticket or not. And once I do this decision that it is support ticket, I can update the data. And once I click on this button, this answer, it is support ticket, is saved into a database. It can be on my server, so everything's fully offline and secure. And it also triggers a reload of the application. And once the application is reloaded, my updated data is reloaded in application 2. And thanks to that, I can see that this change has been already visualized in Infinity Flow. So
Maria,
thanks to, yeah?
Just stop you just there just for a second, because you're making it look just really easy and lovely, but connected process flow and delivery performance with forms, the engagement inputting, you brought the two together. And where else can you see process flow and performance and being able to interact and engage with that? It's just fantastic.
Yeah, and it's very intuitive for end users in the end, because this sheet, this Qlik application, is where I have my data. So this is where I can do this decision. So why not to do the action there? and see how the action, what was the impact of the action on the process and how things are moving. And if you will open the application right now, you will see up-to-date information. So we can create a single source of truth that's trustworthy in any time of the day.
It's real time, when people are doing it, it's showing. But you're using it tactically there, but strategically, if you've got your process mapped, you can then start to explore strategic process issues in terms of optimization. So again, where does the data go then? When you're putting this data in, Maria, so it stores it somewhere. What happens to it?
This data I create by myself, thanks to the writeback table, is stored in a database table on the server. But we have Qlik, so we can combine different data sources. So what's behind this application is also data that can be loaded from a different data source about my agreements with my customers. Because we know that when there is a support process, there are some limits for the first reaction, for the solution. And if these limits aren't met, there are penalties. So this is the specific moment where you can use process understanding for optimizing your processes within a company. Because thanks to the associative data model in Qlik Sense, I can connect the data about current tickets together with these penalties that I can be facing when it comes to specific company, specific customer, specific priority tickets, and any other data. And I can just visualize it in process. And as a user, I can simply switch between different views I'm interested in. And right now, I can see where I'm facing penalties according to where specific tickets are, what are the related priority, what are the related limit, and in the end, what is the penalty.
Yeah. So effectively, it's a fantastic assurance way of managing assurance in an organization as well, because again, from penalty side of view or compliance, whatever it might be, you're able to drill in very, very quickly, understand where it is in the process, if you get process issues, but also in the direct issues around them. If you want to put context in, Maria, comments and things like that, so you've got your drop-down boxes, I can see there, and your color coding and your stars. I guess you can add free comments in as well, messaging to add context as well, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. It's not in this demo application, but it's in other one, so we can showcase it there.
So you can track people's comments and things like that, which is great as well, isn't it?
Collaborate around the data, yeah.
One
more thing,
Sorry, just on that one as well. Sorry, just we've had a question in, so I know we were going to wait until the end, but it's really relevant to this part of the presentation, if that's okay. So I've had a question that says, as well as write back to Infinity Forms and the database that you create, can write back happen to other data systems, other database systems as well?
Yeah. Currently for ad hoc use cases, the XML file is supported, so you don't need to create any database table or something. It will be created automatically. It's really flexible. And for our production processes, different databases are supported. The only, let's say, technical requirement is that the database should have this JDBC driver available. So almost all databases and companies use in their processes are supported and will be working, from SQL databases to Oracle, also Snowflake, Apache Hive, and so on. And so there's a wide range of databases. And because Donna, you mentioned this roadmap topic in the beginning of the webinar, there will be a new release of our writeback extension tomorrow. So the roadmap for tomorrow is quite finished, and you will be able to use also a REST API for storing and also reading data from different data sources. And thanks to it, you will be able to write back into cloud services like Jira, Zoho, or read information from Google Drive or anything.
And of course, you can always reload the data back into QEDs or Qlik files. So it's really flexible in the way how you can really work with data and where you can actually store the data. And I'm really looking forward to the tomorrow's release, because this is just one of the features. But maybe we shouldn't say everything, because then it will not be a surprise, right?
Yeah,
it's quite good. How many releases a year, guys? How many releases do you get adding new features? What is 3 a year?
4 per year. Minimum is 4 per year.
Yeah. But this year it was like 10, right?
Yeah. I mean, there are minor and major releases, but yeah, 4 big releases are there within a year.
And I think we've had this comment from customers, Maria and Martin. Your level of thoroughness around documentation is really important, isn't it? So when you're taking products, you want to know the ins and outs of everything. You've got a very detailed product specification and technical stuff, haven't you? So again, that's all easily accessible, isn't it, as well, to people?
Yeah. Let me go to the edit mode. And here, when I'm a developer working with the extension, in properties panel, I can find a link to the documentation. So I even don't need to have it saved somewhere. And here you can find a really comprehensive documentation containing all available information regarding different functions, features, options, how to do it. And there is also, for example, this troubleshooting wizard that's interactive. So if you are installing Infinity Forms, you can answer some question and get some answers, what can help you. Okay, so I will be led to a specific part of the documentation where I can find answers to my current issues without even contacting support. If you want to contact us, feel free to do it. We will be very happy to help you. But we know that many developers are rather doing things on their own.
Makes it easy for people, Maria, doesn't it? And thinking going back to the app and the demonstration, it's pretty easy, isn't it, to add your own design and add your own tables, isn't it, and your own flows. So how do people do that?
Yeah. So what's here is the Infinity Forms, the Red extension table. And the whole structure of it is defined only in the properties panel. So you don't have any other management console or something to say that I want to edit field that will be called, I don't know, note or comment or something. The whole definition is done right here. I can select a specific dimension from a data model I already have. There are some other sections you already know from Qlik, because as mentioned, we are developing our products to be Qlik native. And then there is a custom section for managing some properties, settings, and design things. But what's most important is the last one, and that's the form configuration section. And right here, I can very simply click on this Add Field button and create a new editable field. Let's say it will be a webinar, and it can be, I don't know, let's say it will be a date. I can change the default width to it, and right now the field is here and I can start using it. So if you are a professional user in Qlik Sense, you have a professional license that enable you to go to edit mode. You can very simply define your own structures, own fields, field types within a second, because you don't need to go anywhere else.
That's the power, because we've seen it, how quickly the world is changing, business is changing, the COVID issues, suddenly being able to spin up a data capture mechanism in your organization and build it into a work. It's just game changing. And I know, speaking to some of the top leaders, colleagues of mine around different industries, they're saying without these kind of tools, it would have been flipping difficult for them to really have survived. So mission critical, Martin, you mentioned it. I mean, again, it's a table, but it's more than that. And that's what people have really got to understand. It's the concept and the creativity that you apply to these things, isn't it? So powerful.
Yeah.
Get me excited. Keep going.
When you are talking about the importance of speed, of how fast you can get inside, also imagine that you are a support manager or director, and you just need to open this one sheet in the morning to see that, oh, wow, there are some issues because in this specific step of the process, I am facing more than $100,000 penalties. And I can select it And since the definition of this process comes from a data model and all data are connected in the Qlik Sense, it's nothing else than a selection as you do in any other object. So only related data are shown to me right now. And I can very easily say that these 3 tickets are those tickets that someone needs to solve in 1 hour because we will have a really big problem.
So is it easy defining your process in the flow? Is that a fairly straightforward process in Qlik?
Yeah, why not?
I knew it would be, but
yeah, but we have the feedback from customers and also experience from helping them to implement Infinity Flow, and naturally, very often there are more complex processes than this. But especially for more complex processes, it's important to have them visualized, because once the process is visualized, it's transparent and helps people understand what the process is, who is the responsible person in different steps of the process, what's the deadline, what are, I don't know, some explanation about this activity that's needed to be done. And once you understand the process, you can optimize it. Without understanding, you can pay for optimizing processes, but it won't be done in a good way.
And metrics, you can start applying SLAs to those process steps, potentially. You could also apply costs to it.
Yeah.
So you could look through different lenses through the process flow, even sort of activity-based costing type approaches, even start linking it to your ISO processes within an organization, or your auditing processes. So many different use cases. There's something we haven't actually seen.
If I may interrupt you, because there is one very interesting topic for me that wasn't mentioned yet, and that's the manufacturing. So let's say that you can use this process visualization for visualizing the lines in the manufacturing and connect data about the specific things that's currently created. I don't know the right English word, but I'm pretty sure that you understand what I'm trying to say. So you really can collect information about what's going on lines right now and say that, okay, in this particular part of the line, too many errors have been there identified in past 3 days. So I can then do some actions and make it repaired, make it checked or something. So also these IoT and digital twins topics can be visualized thanks to this process flow, because in the end, everything is about the processes.
Good point, Maria. And also you could apply that same theory to supply chains as well.
Yeah.
So looking at your suppliers or procurement processes, and we don't want to give everyone all the answers, because what we like to see are people finding their own innovative cases. But we haven't seen the document upload yet. Have you got something there? We can just have a quick look how easy it is to upload docs, because nothing else uploads documents. Am I right, Martin, on the market at the moment?
Go ahead, Maria. Go ahead. No worries.
Up to now, we are still the only one write-back that allows, or only one product that allows you to upload files directly through your Qlik Sense application.
Yeah.
And on our demo portal, you can find also these more complex demo application for HR that covers different parts of HR. But let's say that now I want to show you the example how recruitment can be very easy thanks to the write-back extension. And what we have here is the list of potential employees. And as you can see, I can use the write-back to enter some information, job position, salary. It can be in currency format, etc. But what's important is that I can upload the CV or any document right through the write-back extension. And since I haven't saved it right now, it's still pending there. And once I click update, it saves the data. And in this case, it also triggers a reload of the application, because that's how it's set up, but it's not necessary. And right now, this file is stored on the server. So there is a full security when storing files on the server. You don't need to give access to your users to go to remote desktop and save something there, because we all know that it can cause issues. And when I open the application, or anyone else in my team opens the application right now, he or she can simply click on this file and it will be open in the browser. So you definitely don't need to go to the remote desktop anymore.
It's really powerful. So you can put in, for example, COVID risk assessments. You suddenly got to assess your work. What are we going to do with them all? Well, we stick it in Qlik, make sure, manage and govern that process through Qlik. Evidence, any evidence, photos,
everything.
Imagine connecting the unstructured data connector to this and reading the content of the file, right? And instantly you can search over it in a Qlik.
Again, focusing on this action bundle concept here, Martin. And I know we've got customers getting the suite here, but when you've got those applications working together, with people, then it just opens up a whole new world, doesn't it?
Yeah. Let me show you one more sheet within this application, and that's the corporate hierarchy, because I think it's really important to show also a creative way how you can implement Infinity Flow to help people understand your data, and not processes as processes, but some hierarchies and networks within the company. So what you can see here is nothing else than the very same product, Infinity Flow, but used not for visualizing the process, but visualizing the corporate hierarchy. And I have here the Writeback extension that I can use for updating some information. Let's say that Sven Stevenson will be a support from now. And once I click update, again, the data is stored in a database or XML file in this case. And application is uploaded, and my corporate hierarchy is updated right now. And now I can see that Sven Stevenson is in the team of support. And imagine the power of having this information not up to date, but up to minute, up to second, within the company, especially in these times when the pandemic happens and everything is changing so fast, because
organizational structures are a nightmare. Good solution. And just note on changing. So we haven't talked about it, but just very quickly before we go back to Donna, I think, but change logs. How do we know? Because obviously people are putting stuff, doing stuff. So audits. How do we know what people are doing?
The full change log is stored automatically. So as we were here in the recruitment sheet, you can find here also the full change log loaded back to a Qlik Sense. But whenever a user do any changes, a new row is created. So you can see not only information about who did the last change and when it was done, but in a full audit log, you can find in the information what was the value there before. And that is something you don't have when you use spreadsheets.
So very powerful kind of auditing built in as well. So that's really good. Yeah. Excellent. So Donna, how are we doing for time?
Yeah, we've got a few minutes, but I'm just sorry. We've picked up the questions. I do have a few comments. Some people have been sending me some thumbs up and saying that they're loving it. So the presentation has gone down really well, the demo. So getting some really good feedback there. I've seen some things today that I hadn't seen before. That inbuilt help section. I didn't realize that was there. That's fantastic. I think that adds so much more value to it as well, because when people see these new technologies, I think they look brilliant on these demos, because Maria, you're a genius, and of course you work with this every day, so it all looks so simple. But then when you put it in, there's a bit of hesitation, and you don't always want to be raising support tickets. But the fact that you've got that information, so that as a sort of first line support, they can actually do a little bit of self-service there. I think that's fantastic. It's really,
there's also another stream of inspiration, because we have also a YouTube channel where you can find walkthrough videos, how specific options and features in our products can be used. Right now, I think there are around 16 different videos about the specific parts and features within the Ryback extension, and we will definitely keep adding new ones. So you can also go through this source to try to do something on your own and see how it can be done.
We also have the pushing the boundaries, which are industry chats as well, Donna. So this is about getting from, some are customers, but some are just sort of leading people in the industry about their thoughts on data analytics, leadership, and all those other things. So again, a great resource, and got some great demos from customers in there as well. I think so all good stuff.
I've got another comment now. Someone's just said they can see it being used in the insurance markets to underpin a Solvency II process. So that's obviously some industry specific thing going on for the capital model. Data used in capital models has to be under management. So get your notebooks out. Let's get another demo created for that. I can the person that's asked that question, I'm more than happy to link you up with the team at Inphinity to explore that a little bit further. And then some people are asking for the recordings. Yes, absolutely. We're going to be sharing the recording with everyone. Just take a couple of hours to get it sorted out, and then we'll send it over to you. In terms of where you can go next with this, we'd absolutely be, we'd love to organise a one-to-one for you. So feel free to get in touch with Differentia on info@differentia.consulting, or you've got my details. I've been emailing you all this week about this event, so feel free to reach out directly to me. And then I'll hook you up with the team in Differentia and at Inphinity. You can also have a trial. So for those of you who don't already have Qlik Sense, we can organise a trial of Qlik Sense and Inphinity at the same time, forms and flow, or just whichever part you're interested in. But I think we'd all agree seeing forms and flow in that demonstration working just so seamlessly. That's wonderful. I definitely like that.
Beautiful, isn't it?
It really is. I saw in a previous demonstration as well where the flow itself was updated. So some of the nodes within the flow were updated just by updating the forms object, and that was just amazing. You never have to leave Qlik. You can just stay within that dashboard, and that's really powerful.
Yeah, exactly, and that's where maybe I would like to leave my last message, because we all remember how we started with Qlik, right? Like maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago, someone earlier, someone later. It was a time when there were like huge data warehouses and very robust. Maybe you remember the word all-up cubes, and on top of that there were those reporting models and everything. And then Qlik came and revolutionized the industry with a completely lean approach, focusing on real value added where actually the value was needed, right? So connecting data from 4 source systems, creating analytics really super fast in a matter of days or weeks, which was really revolutionary. And it is revolutionary in these complex environments. And why I'm saying it is that if you look at data input, if you look at Ryback, of course, you can develop those use cases in large, complex source systems, like you've seen HR, so you can wait for a couple of years for a huge budget to develop a huge HR system, and it will solve everything, and you'll be super happy, hopefully. Or you can do it now, right? You can take it and use it for a fraction of the costs and for a fraction of the time, and getting the value really exactly where you need it. And this is the revolution.
Yeah, and what I find with some of the customers I talk to is they'll have a change in process. Sometimes it's an enforced change in process, like the pandemic response this year has obviously forced people to change how we work, but not just how we work, but the data we're collecting and everything that supports those processes. Those processes have had to change. And with the solution that you've created with forms and flow together, you can visualize that, but you can also very quickly adapt to those changes that have made to processes as well. Your node 1 can easily become a node 2, and you can have a new node 1, but it's still all captured, and the journey for every single ticket or candidate, whatever your use case may be, the journey they've gone through is all mapped. And that's brilliant, because I've seen lots of people who will have maybe a bar chart that shows all the different stages of the process and the amounts, maybe like the for the solution you showed today with the penalties in a support process. People will say you can do that on a bar chart. Yes, you can. You can show the process, you can show where they are and what the potential penalties are, but you can't see where that ticket's been. You can't see where it needs to go next, you know? And
that's the journey stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's all self-service, right? And that's the differentiator compared to those large systems, which are mainly like a black box approach, right?
And just thinking of time on the end here, Donna, we got always thinking about what's next, and you know, just as we're landing these things, there's something else. The mathematician is working really hard in that darkened room, creating and doing some wonderful stuff, and the team there with Maria. And we've got something exciting coming. We always have. So we're not going to tell you what it is, but you're going to have to watch this space because it's going to be lovely.
Oh, you can't leave us hanging like that. Okay,
I'm afraid we're going to have to. You have to invite us back because Martin. I mean, again, always talking about never stopping, always pushing. And you know, I think for customers being out there, they want to have that sort of knowledge that, you know, this is a journey that we can work with you on, about partnering, about innovation, about how we work as value. And that's just so important to keep on, never losing sight of what's over the horizon. So 4th gen, 5th gen, 6th gen, we'll bring it on. We're up for it. So again, hopefully we'll come back and do it again with you.
Brilliant. Yes, we'd love to see you again. So we are at time. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for the fantastic presentations and the discussions, very thought-provoking stuff. And thanks everyone else for joining as well. As I said, there will be a recording available. I'll share it with you all. And next steps, if you're interested, is get in touch with us and we'll organise a trial for you. Okay, thanks everyone for joining. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.